We investigate the dark corners of the world, places where reality twists, where the veil between life and death thins. Tonight we confront 3 terrifying cases, each more disturbing than the last. These are the true stories that haunt our nightmares. These places, they call to us. They whisper of unspeakable horrors, and tonight we answer their call. Our first case brings us to a desolate farmhouse in rural Pennsylvania. Locals call it the Screaming House. Legend says a family was brutally murdered within its walls. Now, their tormented souls remain trapped and vengeful. As we step inside, the air turns icy cold. A wave of nausea washes over me. Something feels deeply wrong here. We set up our cameras, our senses on high alert. The silence is broken by a blood-curdling scream. It's coming from upstairs. Cragmont Asylum, abandoned for decades, a breeding ground for madness and despair. Patients reported seeing shadowy figures, hearing whispers in the darkness. Many died within these walls, their souls forever bound to this place. We walk through the asylum, our footsteps echoing in the silence. A cold wind whips through the broken windows, carrying with it the sound of whispers. They're faint at first, then grow louder. They're everywhere, surrounding us. The air grows heavy, thick with negative energy. We enter a room, padded from floor to ceiling. It's freezing. A chair rocks back and forth, as if pushed by an unseen hand. This place is a magnet for lost and tortured souls. We try to communicate, to reach out to whatever entities might be present. A name comes through on the spirit box. "Help me," it whispers. The voice is filled with unimaginable pain and suffering. Our final investigation brings us to a small town in Louisiana. A sense of dread hangs over this place. We're here to investigate the abandoned church on the outskirts of town. Locals tell stories of a demonic presence lurking in its basement. The air is thick with the smell of incense and decay. As we descend into the basement, a wave of oppressive darkness washes over us. The hair on the back of my neck stands on end. Something evil resides here. We set up our equipment, our eyes adjusting to the dim light. Suddenly, a blood-curdling scream pierces the air. It's Aaron, our cameraman. He's clutching his head, his eyes wide with terror. Something is happening to him. "Get it away from me!" he screams. "Get it out!" His voice distorts, becomes guttural, inhuman. It's like something else is speaking through him. The shadow looms larger, engulfing him in darkness. We try to help Aaron, to pull him back from the brink, but the force is too strong. It's like nothing we've ever encountered before. It's pure evil. Finally, after what feels like an eternity, the shadow recedes. Aaron collapses to the ground, unconscious. He's alive, but forever changed by the experience, marked by the darkness. We barely make it out of the church basement alive, shaken to our core. We've witnessed things tonight that defy explanation, things that haunt our waking hours. But one thing is clear, these places, these entities, they are real, and they are hungry. We seek answers in the darkness, but sometimes the darkness answers back, and it's a language we may not be prepared to understand. Be warned, for the darkness is always listening, and it may be closer than you think.